The woman goes to the living room. The boy greets her. She apologizes as she thought her husband was here. He says no. She asks where her husband is. The boy says it's good he's not there, and hits on the woman. She says she would like him to respect her. The boy says that she deserves someone worthy, not her husband, who is a poor employee. She replies that she doesn't care about that. And she says she is faithful to her husband. The boy says that these good people only get bad in life. The woman says it is his opinion, as she respects her husband. And she leaves from there. Her husband arrives. He says he brought wine. And he says he knows she likes that one. The boy says he was waiting for him. The man says he is surprised. The woman says she will prepare something. The husband thanks her. The man asks if something happened. The boy says he just came to visit him. And he says he has a proposal for him too. And he says the salary is higher. The man asks if it's serious. The boy says he only needs one thing. The man says whatever he needs to. And he says let him be with his wife. The man doesn't understand. And the boy says it's just one night. The man asks if the boy is crazy. The boy insists. And he says no, really. The boy tells him to think. And the man thinks that is absurd. The man appears in the boss's office. He apologizes. The boy says to stay, and tells the girl to leave. The man says he didn't know he had company. The boss asks what he wants. The man says he has worked at the company for years, and says he deserves a promotion or a raise. And he says he deserves it. The boss says he made him a proposal. The man says he loves the woman. The boss says it's nonsense. The man says it's not worth it. The boss says that whoever laughs has to make people laugh. The boss says he will give the man some time to think about the proposal. And he says a raise is always good. And he says he's still going to save his marriage. Besides, the raise could be good, and he could give several gifts and travel with his wife at the end of the year, among other things. The man is reluctant. The boss tells him to think. The girl calls the man and asks why he is strange. He says he's upset because his boss promised to increase his salary, and he's barely making ends meet. The girl says that the boss increased her salary. The man questions how he got bigger. The girl says she made some sacrifices to get the raise. The man says she didn't even change her role. She says she only has 1 month at the company. The man says he is years old. The girl says she made sacrifices. The boss calls him into the room. The boss asks him to sit down. The man goes to the table. He says he will leave the man thinking about the proposal, and will remain in that role until he returns. And he says he will stay in his role. And if he accepts the proposal, the job is his. And he tells him to think carefully and see what could be his. And he says to do the work, and at the end of the day he will want everything ready. And he has a lot to be done. The man says he understands. The boy goes to the man's house. The man's wife answers the door. She says her husband is not there. He says he knows. And she says that she already warned that she respects her husband. The boy questions whether her husband will give him everything he wants. She says she is satisfied. The boy says he can give much more: jewelry, makeup and other things. The boy says this is just the beginning. The woman says she doesn't want any of this, and tells her to leave. He asks if he's sure. She says yes, and tells him to leave. The man is working. The owner asks what he is doing in the principal's office. He says he is doing the job the boss asked him to do. The owner asks if he knows how to do the boy's job. He says he always knew. The owner asks where the boy is. The boy arrives at that moment. The owner says he wants to know 2 things. The owner says he saw some reports of increases that he gave to employees, without consulting him. The boy says it was deserved. The owner says he has to talk to him first, and asks where the report he asked for 2 weeks ago is. The boy says he's almost ready and will send it. The owner says he wants it urgently and then he will want to have a private meeting with the boy. And he asks about the man there. The boy says he left it for a short time. The boy asks the man to write a report to send to the owner. The man arrives home. The wife asks what happened. He says the boss doesn't want to increase his salary at all, and the bills are high. The wife says she has a lot of outstanding bills. The man says he has no way out. And he is unhappy. The wife asks if she talked, and if the boss said he wasn't going to increase it. He says he will tell something. And he says that the boss suggested spending a night with his wife to increase his salary. And he says he would never accept that. She says she will tell him something too. And she says his boss came here. And she commented that she had a wad of money in her hand. She offered to stay with him, but told the boy to leave. The man says the boss can't do that, and it was disrespectful to him. The wife says the bills need to be paid. The husband says that not even thinking about it will be an option. The woman says she will make him something to eat. And she says she loves her husband. The boy says he knew she wouldn't resist. She says I came to talk to her husband. The boy says he doesn't think that was it. And he says he looked for his husband and couldn't find him anywhere, and says to stop it. The boy tells her to stop resisting. She tells the boy to stop it, and tells him to let her go. The owner appears and asks what that means. He says he is misunderstood, and the woman says no. The owner says he wants a serious talk. And the man arrives. And the owner wants to know why he is harassing the woman. The woman claims to be the man's wife. The owner asks if he is serious. The boy lies and says that she was hitting on him, and the owner tells him to shut up, and saw everything, and asks if this is how he gives promotions in his company. And the company owner adds that the boy is not fit to work in his company, and tells him to leave. The boy says that no one can replace him. The owner says the boy has already found someone who can do this. And the owner comments that the man gave an excellent report, and says that from today onwards he will be the new director of the company in the boy's place. The boy asks for a chance. The owner says he won't give a chance to someone with no character like that. And he says to leave his company soon. The girl asks what happened. And the owner says that the company director is a bad character. And the owner questions why the girl's salary is higher than many other important positions. The man asks for permission to take the first action in the new position. The owner allows it. And he says the girl is fired. She says don't do that. The man says that the girl has been doing nothing since she arrived at the company. She leaves irritated. The owner says he wants to talk. The woman says she will reiterate herself. The owner says he can stay, and comments that the man's wife has a good resume. And he says that the company's ethics is not to involve the spouse in the service. But he mentions that there is a vacancy in a branch of the company. The man thanks him and says this is wonderful. The owner says he deserved it, and asks to advance the reports that are late. The man hugs his wife, and celebrates his wife's new promotion and job. He says it's a new phase. And they kiss.